Hi, Komal.
Hi. Hi, Nathan.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with me.
No problem. Yeah, you're
So,
welcome.
did you hear about us going back to the moon?
No, not really until you told me
Oh, okay.
a few minutes ago.
Well, in 2024, the first woman is supposed to step foot on the moon.
Oh,
And
okay.
the next man, because last time we went, it was all,
About men.
all men. Yeah,
Okay.
in fact, all men test pilots. So they were like from the Air Force, the
That will be
Navy.
a proud moment for us.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice.
so
I'm
you-
excited.
Oh, really? Why are you excited about it?
Like it fantasizes me, the whole thing, the moon, the Mars, and I want to know more about these planets and more. Just want to know more about the universe, in general. So that really excites me. All this, and I'm hoping that they will be able to have a safe landing, and everything goes smoothly for them.
Now, if you could go to the moon, would you?
I wish it will be me, but I don't have a strong heart to do all this. So I don't know. I enjoy more seeing all that in TV or hear more about stuff, but it will be challenging for me to fly somewhere like that. Yes.
Maybe you would prefer to invite somebody that went to the moon over for dinner and hear their
Yes,
stories.
yes,
and,
yes.
you know,
That
tell
will be
us
great.
about
Yes,
it.
yes.
that type of
That's
thing.
that's where your space meeting comes.
Yeah.
That we hear about, stuff people have experienced. Like you had that zero G experience, and we heard from you, and that was quite exciting. So yes, I need more information on things which are going around, and we want to be up to date. And we are so thankful that Nathan is here, and he is so interested in space. So,
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, yes, you're welcome.
Now, we've sent a lot of scientists and test pilots and what have you, and these are people that are really good at doing experiments or maintain their calm under pressure.
Right.
But they're not like people that are known for making emotional or strong connections with people.
Right, right.
And so, if you were to send somebody to the moon, and you wanted them to be able to share that experience with as many people as possible, what kind of background would you want that person to have?
As you already said, right, they have less emotions and maybe more knowledge. I'm sure they have more knowledge, and that should be the background. You should be more knowledgeable to do all that stuff, and you should be really, confident and I mean more strong in all perspective. Like each perspective, it's not like me who is who's shaky and who's not sure what's going to happen with the plan. So more confidence and more knowledge, I think that will sail through that will help them sail through each issue what they face in space, or like which can help them sail through the whole thing. Yeah.
Now, in 2023, SpaceX is working with this Japanese billionaire to actually send a group of artists around the moon. Yeah, whenever they say artists, they're talking about painters, singers,
Oh, when
movie
is that?
directors.
Sorry, when is that?
2023.
2023. Wow.
Yeah, so the idea is that these are people who are good at communicating at a fundamental level with people, emotionally, like a singer can, or a poet.
So they will observe stuff and oh wow,
They'll go
that's
around
a
the
totally
moon
different
and-
perspective.
Yes.
Oh wow.
The,
Okay.
These people should be.
We have only seen people who are like well educated and they know a lot about stuff where they are heading to. They only go to these places. But now what you're talking about is totally different. They may paint better when they come back because they know more now about moon or any planet where they went. So yeah.
And these movie writers and actors and movie directors, they can make a movie and you feel like what the characters feel. they're sad and you feel sad. They're excited and you feel excited.
Right.
They feel like this vast wonder and
Okay,
you
so
know.
they want them to feel experience the whole thing, and then they might able to pass on to the other people or next generation.
Is
Oh,
it-
okay.
Exactly. I mean, with 7 billion people in
I
the
would
world.
never think about that. Thought about that. That's quite exciting. I mean, I'm sure it will be. So, thank you. You're telling me so many new things which I did not know.
Well, thanks for letting me share them with you.
I know. No.
So, did you hear this year there were 3 attempts to land robotic probes on the moon?
No.
One
I only
by
know
China.
the failure of Indian mission.
Well, the India mission was 95% successful. Like,
yeah, I know.
The
I'm
orbital
I'm so
one is like right there.
getting brutal with them.
Yes.
But yeah, they were almost there, and just few minutes away from safe landing, and yeah, that's all I know.
I know. I was watching that. I was watching it live, and it
Oh
was
my
like it was
gosh,
like
yeah.
so close, and then
Yeah, that was
few.
heartbreaking. Yeah, that was hard to take it
I know.
for those many people there. So,
Yeah.
but I did not know what you said. The 3 other
Yes.
missions.
So China landed a rover on the far side of the moon in January,
Okay.
and it's actually still operating,
Uh-huh.
which is amazing, because where it landed during the daytime is 200 degrees Celsius, but at the nighttime it's negative 200 degrees Celsius.
Oh my gosh, extreme.
Extreme. And the moon goes through these cycles. A day on the moon is 14 Earth days of sunlight and 14 Earth days of night, because the moon goes through its cycle every 28 days.
Right. Yes.
And so it's had to go through this fluctuation, almost 12 times at this point, and it's still working.
Wow.
Most things, whenever it comes to like the lunar night, it gets too cold and they stop working, and that's that.
Wow. So that was about the China mission.
The China mission.
And
And
other
the,
2?
well, the one was India,
Okay.
and the other one was an Israeli mission,
Okay.
which it also almost landed too. I watched that one live.
So the only China
Only
one.
the China.
China had a good year,
Exactly.
2019.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think the last time that we landed a robotic mission on the moon was in like 1960s something. I forget, like 1968.
So after that, this was the time we had safe mission, like China.
Yeah. I
Chinese?
mean, China landed one, I think, last year also.
Oh, last year
So
also. Okay.
they've kind of becoming, I mean, this year,
They're getting
they've
better.
had the most launches of any nation.
Not even
Yeah.
US is not there.
No. It's like
think they have
China,
less
the
budget
US, China, the US, and then I think Russia is after that.
Okay.
So,
Oh wow, they are ahead.
Yeah.
Chinese. Okay.
well, they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot.
They're doing a lot.
Yeah,
And
next
we are buying a lot of Chinese stuff too. So.
to help support their
The
their
missions,
moon.
yeah, I think we have to cut down spending on Chinese so we can support our country's missions more, NASA's missions.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Let's see. What I was going to say. Oh, and this year they're actually planning to land a rover on Mars that will scoop up 2 kilograms of moon rocks. They'll put it on a rocket on the moon and send it back to Earth.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they call it the lunar lunar sample return
So 2020.
2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when is that?
I think it's the last part of 2020.
Okay.
Like it may slip to 2021.
Oh, okay.
And then in 2021, we have 2 U.S. companies,
Mhm.
one in Houston called Intuitive Machines, that's going to be landing a probe on the moon, and one called Astrobotics that's landing, that's in Pittsburgh, that's landing a probe on the moon. And NASA is one of their customers. But the way that NASA's done it is you're just buying like a delivery service. They're not like actually buying the whole probe.
Okay.
So like these companies can do other things with it. So the one in Pittsburgh, Astrobotics, they've done this thing with DHL, which does like the package delivery.
Right. Yes.
And you and I could actually buy a little small space on that probe and get our things sent to the moon.
Wow.
Yeah, in
Wow.
2021.
That's why they have DHL with them.
Yeah, exactly. They call it the
Wow.
DHL moon box.
Oh my gosh, can't wait to experience that.
I know. It has to be really small. Like the smallest unit is like $480 and it's like half an inch by,
Wow.
a tenth of an
I
inch.
think you are the one who told us earlier that people will start buying space on space,
Mm.
and you can name it, or you can you can personalize those spaces, right? You mean like on Earth you can buy a piece of land, in space you can buy a piece of space or something, which you can personalize it or name it. Is it true?
Well, there are some companies that are offering that,
Uh-huh.
but there's this thing called the Outer Space Treaty that was like actually signed, I think in like 1968 or 1969 by the U.S., by Russia, by I think all countries except for maybe like two or three of them. That basically says that no country can claim ownership
Okay.
of anything off of the Earth.
Okay.
And so like the moon, no country could claim ownership as the moon, on the moon. So
Because it's everyone's.
because it's everyone's. So, like I own this lot because Harris County says I own this lot,
Right,
and they're like
yes.
the government.
Right.
But if the government doesn't own the moon, then what does that deed
Right.
mean? So
Oh, okay.
type
Okay.
thing,
Makes
so-
sense. I didn't want that to happen anyways.
yeah,
Yeah, we should share
you should share.
everything which is offered up there. So I'm glad that it's not happening, but that will be another experience.
I think once you get lots of people on the moon, then I'll go, okay, now this will be ours, and but there'll be like the people really there as opposed
Right.
to
And
us.
I think we talked about this also, that people start living there
Uh-huh.
eventually.
Yeah, I
So
hope
when
so.
is that? When is that? When do you think it's possible?
Oh, so NASA is saying that last time they went to the moon, they landed in 1969, and they had 6 landings that were all successful. They had one that was supposed to land, Apollo 13. They made the movie
Right.
out of it. It
Yes.
didn't land. So that would have been 7 if they did that. And the last one's 1972. And then after that, they didn't go back again. And now they're starting to go back in 2024. And the idea is that they're going to try to be more sustainable this time, make it lower cost.
Okay.
Last time, whenever we went to the moon last time, there were 2 space agencies in the entire world.
Okay. Okay.
Now you have China has a space agency, India has a space agency, Mexico has a space agency, Canada does.
And so on.
All-
like
and
other countries too must be.
exactly. And it's not entirely clear that those astronauts that land on the moon in 2024 will all be Americans. Because part of it may be if another country helps
Right.
pay for
yes.
part of it, one of the kind of rewards they may get is to send one of their astronauts to be on the moon. So it's a lot different this time than last time.
Right.
So the plan is that in 2028 to actually start having continuous occupations, continuous missions.
Okay.
Yeah,
2028.
2028. But
And then we'll know if that will be the.
yeah, but I think it's like how when the tide rises, it doesn't just like come in. The waves come in and they go back out, and they come
Right,
in a little bit
right.
further and they go back out. They come in a
Yeah.
little bit further.
So
they
yeah,
go
you
back
need
out.
you have to keep trying, and you have to do something, like keep doing something to achieve that. That's what you're saying.
Oh,
That-
exactly. And like with fitness too, some people they run half a marathon,
Right.
like I did at the end of October, and then they can't stand running again, and it takes them 6 months to recover.
Right. So yeah, keep trying. Don't stop the missions, and
Yeah.
don't stop the vision to be there up there. And I wish you have some space there, in space when they start offering the, something on space, because
I keep telling Sonia we're going to retire to the moon. So we'll have a little
Wow.
place on the South Pole. You can see
and
the
we'll
Earth.
have a New Year's party there.
Yes,
then.
yes, you'll all come.
I know. Why not? Yes, sure. Yeah, I'm excited for that day.
Excellent. We're excited for that day too.
Right. Glad.
Well, thank you again. Anything last words?
Guys, keep coming to the space meetings, what Nathan and family offers you, because that's really informative, and he has great speakers each time. So just that, and best wishes to all of you, and Price's family.
Thank you. Thank you again.